concreting issues at Massey's new electrical bunker, ship quick disconnect arm continues at Sanchez, Gigabay concreting shows no sign of slowing at the build site, and Pad 1 is readied for the upcoming static fire at Ship 38. Hey everyone, Jeff A here. Welcome to RGV Aerial Photography's Starbase Flyover update number 98. This week's flyover was conducted on September 14th at Starbase, Texas. Perfect weather allowed for some amazing shots from 6,000 feet of all the work that continues across the entire facility. Let's start over at Massey, shall we? Here's the labelled map of the site to get you situated of the layout. Thanks to Proky for creating these. Beginning at the fluids bunker, valve skids have been placed in the left and right aisles. New cryogenic lines can be seen going through the wall of the bunker, as well as high pressure lines in the middle. Moving to the commodities trench, additional pipework has been installed as they work their way towards the liquid oxygen tank farm. Behind the static fire stand, we can see mounting bolts have been chemically bonded into the existing concrete for the new SQD gantry frames to be fastened down. Also, on the static fire ramp, the horizontal platforms have had steel mesh and railings added this week, so we may see the gantry stand up very soon. Work on the movable platform seems to have no progress this week. Foundations for the new blast protection wall have been poured, with just one more pour remaining to complete before they can start constructing the wall. Moving to the methane tank farm, both pumps and motors are now installed. A large amount of pipework has been fitted, as well as the exhaust of the nitrogen for the subcoolers. 2 new pedestals have been constructed, indicating we should expect to see a new tank in the near future. Pipe rack mounts have been installed parallel to the large methane tank. This, together with the amount of pipes in the commodities trench, suggests that this is the route that the liquid methane will take and will enter the trench near the end of the methane tank. Shifting to the liquid oxygen tank farm, pipework has been installed around the pump and valve assembly modules, and with more sections staged nearby. The larger pipe will be for the supply to the LOX pumps, and the smaller one, appearing to be a chill down line and in a similar fashion to the launch site's Pad 2 pump farm, will be plumbed into the small exhaust pipe within the black fan box assembly. Hiding behind the pipe rack, a valve assembly can be seen and is possibly for the detanking system. Pipe racks have been placed in preparation for the nitrogen exhaust manifold to be installed. Again, like the launch site, this will end up in the fan box assembly. The scrapping of the aft section of Booster 13 is continuing, with the landing tank and some of the aft dome now being removed. Finally, workers seem to be demolishing parts of the newly poured electrical bunker due to unknown issues during the pour. It looks like some of the formwork may have failed in the rear section towards Highway 4. Cold joint lines and air holes can be seen throughout the rest of the building. That's it for Massey's this week. Let's move on to Sanchez. Starting at the work stand construction area, this new jig has been completed and has since been moved, together with this white frame, to Star Factory. More and more shielding parts are being assembled for OLM2. These are massively reinforced to withstand the power of 33 Raptor 3 engines. The 2 frames for the ship's static fire QD gantry were moved to Massey's and have since been installed. At the ship QD arm area, not much progress is seen on the arm itself. We expect the structure to sit on top of the arm, holding the main cryogenic pipes for LOX and methane feeding to the ship. Here you can see more hold-down arm doors appearing. They're waiting to be moved to the pad and installed on OLM2. Moving to the former gas power plant, these 3 generators have been relocated from their previous location over here. An excavator can be seen working near the Tesla power packs. Now rolling to the scrapyard, a barrel section with cutouts has been moved from Star Factory. What looked to be a ship aft section test build left the factory and made its way here on September 17th. This clip is courtesy of Lab Padre Rover 1 camera. Behind the rocket garden, the storm wall is being finished. You can see this void in the rebar cage where we expect the drainage exit to be. Finally, the ship cryo stand is getting some attention again. This is to be expected, as version 3 ships are the next in line for cryo testing. We'll keep an eye out to see what differs between these 2 versions. Just before moving to the build site, we would like to thank all of our YouTube and Patreon members. Remember, all of the patrons get to participate in our Discord show and tell sessions on the same day of each flight. Here you can join in the discussions and ask your own questions. YouTube members also get to watch and listen in with a live chat function. Beginning at the Gigabay foundations, 2 new sections have been poured, one near the Star Factory and the other facing the Megabays. Rebar work for the next section appears to be complete next to the car park. The formwork towards Highway 4 suggests that this will be a larger pour than the hopscotching method that they have been doing for previous sections. Moving to Mega Bay 1, we can see the old can crusher after it was transported to the site from Massey's. Booster 18.3 was placed on this stand and is likely being welded to it. Lab Padre's Rover 1 camera caught the stand move in. Thanks as always for this clip compiled by Vex over on the X platform. At the eastern ring yard, some new pieces have been staged outside. 4 barrel sections likely used for Block 3 booster transfer tubes can be seen. Being stored outside, it's unclear if these were rejected and abandoned for scrap or to be used. Nearby, we once again see some odd-shaped structure from a couple of weeks ago, now painted white. On top of the office building, we can see the recently installed Starlink community gateway antenna. Near it, a clamshell observatory dome was also installed since the last flyover. Taking a look at the apartment building, the structure continues to grow. SpaceX posted a new job listing asking for a manager of hotel operations. Could part of the apartment building be a hotel? Let us know what you think in the comments. Before moving to the launch site, a quick reminder to leave a like if you learned something new from this video. Here is this week's labelled map. Take a moment to pause the video if you need extra time looking it over. Starting this week at Pad 2, the flame trench is filled with a significant amount of water. Thanks to this clip from Lab Padre, we can see the flame bucket was tested for the first time. In the clip we can see initial activation of the gas generators, followed by the opening of the weir vent to allow the pipes to be flooded. It took nearly 10 minutes before water was finally visible at the exit of the flame trench. Looking closer at the top of the launch mount, we can see all of the hold-down clamps are visible in a single image. Between the two BQDs, some pipe assemblies are seen. Several have what might be multiple outlets that could allow these to be water nozzles for inside the hoods. Turning to the GSE bunker, cladding installation continues rapidly. In the days since the flyover, several additional panels have been installed. At the base of each wing, plates have been set between the columns, likely to secure the base of that cladding due to the odd shape of these corner pieces. Looking to the right side, the 2 pipe segments seen last week on the left have now been installed. At the corner of the pad, the retention pond is now complete, having the base concrete poured. Just above, 2 concrete curbs have also been poured. The Tower 2 chopsticks continue to get closer to completion. The scaffolding is seen removed from the right arm, and at the end of the following day, the left stick would be cleared as well. Moving to the water deluge farm, workers resumed on the blast wall construction following the installation of the additional water tanks. Atop the new bigger tank, the nitrogen pressurization manifold has been installed and connected to the previous tanks. Just below this tank, a water pump is staged. MOVAC trucks have been spotted in this area to unload into these tanks. However, it's unclear if this is being used to fill the tanks or possibly connected to the flame trench sumps to slowly drain the test water into tankers that can take the water off for treatment. Looking to the other end of the water farm, the newest water tank has been put in place after reportedly creating some traffic backups. The mega bunker took another leap toward completion this week, with concrete now poured on the second floor and roof. The LR1300 has also been staged here. It's still unclear what purpose this crane serves. At the tank farm, new pipework has been installed to further integrate the farm with Pad 2. Near the west end, the lock supply pipe has been connected to the remaining 6 tanks that had only been connected to Pad 1 to this point. Moving a little farther down the pipe rack, a new pipe loop has been installed in front of the newer cable trays. This features a manual shutoff valve to allow the 7 LOX tanks to be isolated to either Pad 1 or 2 now that the final connection to Pad 2 was made. All 9 LOX pumps at Pad 2 have valves before the pumps, which isolate the pumps individually. Just to the right, embeds are installed in the new concrete for additional vaporizers. September 15th would see delivery of fan bases to be placed here. At Pad 1, the launch mount appears ready for Ship 38 to arrive for its static fire testing. The SQD assembly installed last week is now integrated, with the flex hoses connected. The SQR3 ring wall adapter is also bolted down to the hold-down arms. September 15th would see most of the scaffolding removed from the launch mount, as well as the job boxes used for tool storage. A transport closure was posted for the evening of September 17th, hopefully for Ship 38 to test ahead of the next flight test. Finally, across the street from the ASU site, foundation and retaining wall construction is curving around the left perimeter. The double trench wall that started first appears to be complete. Well, that's it for episode 98 of Starbase Flyover Update. Thank you for choosing to fly with RGV aerial photography, and we hope you all enjoyed the flight. If you liked what you saw today, please subscribe for more episodes and content, and so you don't miss out on the new videos each week. I'm Jeff A, and we'll see you again from 6,000 feet.